What is up, Stylers family? We're back again to another video, and we're here at the shop, and I got a really cool thing to show you guys today that I bet you guys will all be interested in and you've been waiting for to see. I had an engine fail on a customer. Now, this was a setup that is pretty much consistent with your NAT, IS300, GS300, GE Vvti. The car went for a lot more power than it should have been, so I ended up kind of telling the customer not to do that. He went to a different tuner to go ahead and tune the car, and this is all what happened. So the customer didn't listen to me. He went for too much power, and he ended up having rod knock is what he heard. He called me, sent me a video. I went ahead and checked it out, and I went ahead and got the engine here to the shop because he wanted me to go ahead and inspect it. So now that it's here, I wanted to kind of show you something. So as I rotated the engine would stop, okay? And you could also hear it when you rotate the engine even just out of the car. You go about to 100 and, let's just say to 90 degrees and it would hit. And then you go all the way back around the 90 degrees and it would hit again too. So I was convinced, hey, well, maybe, you know, like maybe you bent a valve or the valve dropped or something like that and it dropped into the head and blew the engine up. It's either gonna be a bent valve or it's gonna end up being a bent rod or rod knock. I mean, considering rod knock still spins, it's probably gonna be a bent rod and a drop valve, blah, 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 blah. So, pulled the head off. Head had nothing damaged to it. Head was perfect. I was like, oh my God, you're so lucky your head's not destroyed. Cool. Went over here to the pan. You can see the head on the floor right here. Went ahead and went over here to the oil pan that I went ahead and pulled off. And the pan had metal, but not a ridiculous amount of metal. Just kind of like a dust of it in there. And I was like, okay, well, we got some metal in it, but all in all, it's not too horrible. So what do we do? So now what I've done is you can actually see, and I'm gonna see if I can just show you from right here, if we can see the difference in here. I'm pretty sure I found the culprit, and this is what happens to your guys' stuff when you do NAT on GE Vvti rods. This is what's gonna happen to your engine if you're not safe, which is why I tell everybody on here, you need to make sure and keep it at 400 horsepower maximum, and 400 horsepower is still pushing the envelope, okay? Or you're gonna have this happen, you're gonna bend the rod, you're gonna rod knock, you're gonna whatever. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna see if the block is salvageable. We're gonna see, hey, you know, I mean, I would say, you know, let's just for shits and giggles say 420, okay, is a good number. 430, depending on the engine and the turbo size and the yada, yada, yada. But between a little above 400 and a little below 400, you should be okay. But anything above 450, 500 horsepower, you are just asking to blow your stuff up. So let's go ahead and jump right into this right now. I'm pretty sure you can see the bent rod. If not, I'm gonna go ahead and pull it out. I'm gonna pull out 6 and I'm gonna pull out cylinder 1. So you can go ahead and see the difference of like what was happening, because after we do that, the engine should rotate normally. So I think I found the culprit. It's right here. I'm gonna go ahead and remove these bolts right here, and I'm gonna just stick them in here for now, just so that we can see. We're gonna go ahead and pull the bearing cap. Well, no rod knock, so that is awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and just put this over here for right now. And you can see, hold on real quick, let me go ahead and flip this real quick. And you can go ahead and see that the crank is just beautiful. So, no rod knock on that one. I'm convinced it's this piston, so instead of going ahead and removing that one, I'm just gonna remove this one real quick. Let me go ahead and grab it out the bottom. So I have removed the piston and the rod from the block. I'm assuming you guys can kind of see right there, it's gone. And as you can see over here on the side of the block too, we have a major scar on it. You can kind of even see right here. Let me see if I can get it right there. There's a huge old groove right there. If I rotate the crank now, we spin all the way through. So let me get it over here so we can show you. But there it is right there. Let me see if I can get it. Got a big old gouge in the block now, so I'm pretty sure this block is gonna be no good anymore. And dun 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 dun. Look at that! Isn't that just dope? Woo wee! Just throw some boost at it. She'll be good. Nah, dude. This is the problem. This is the total problem, you guys. This is why we build the engines. This is why we, you know, use the GTE stuff or the non-VVTi stuff that, you know, you don't have to deal with stuff like this ever happening, you know, at least at below 750 horsepower. I would say that's pretty much like the cap on where you want to go. I'm sure this can happen to a GTE. I mean, just to go ahead and kind of show you guys as well, because this is pretty funny. And the crappy thing is, like, the piston was in beautiful condition, like super low mileage, no drama. The craziest thing is once I pulled the head off and I rotated the engine, you could see that there was just like one of the pistons wasn't going up all the way. So, I mean, I'm assuming the skirt was probably hitting the block, or maybe even the rod was hitting the block. I don't see any kind of weird anything there, but I thought that was just pretty fucking hilarious right there. So here is your GTE rod versus your GE rod. Okay, so this is what, I know we've already gone over this on my desk, so it's kind of redundant doing it again, but we're gonna go ahead and go over it again. So we got the GTE and non-VVTi piston and rod right there. We got the, this is how it's supposed to look, GE VVTi rod. This is what this rod used to look like, actually. And you can see all the material just move the rod the whole way over right there. So this used to look like this, and you can just see right here at the base how much material we have here, even all the way up to like where it connects to the piston through the wrist pin right there. But holy crap, you guys. I mean, I've seen this happen to GTEs as well, but you're talking about people that are trying to make 1,000 horsepower on something like this. That's stock. It's just stupid. So I know this is kind of a dumb video. I mean, well, not dumb video, but like kind of dumb to have to really get into this gnarly, but it really just comes down to, like, this is not okay. You know what I mean? Like, really, guys? Really? Like, you really would try to do this and think it's totally gonna be okay, and like, hey, fuck it, you know what I mean? Like, let's just send it, you know what I mean? Low boost, E85, not gonna happen. I have cars that have been running this setup for at least 2 years with zero problems at all. You just don't go above, you know, 12 PSI. Don't do, you know, anything super crazy. Rev the engine to like 6,500 max, and make sure your tuner knows what the hell they're doing and uses a knock monitor when they're tuning and everything, just to make sure that you're not getting any kind of noise or anything while you're tuning. And I feel like that's definitely one of those things that tuners just don't do. I'm hearing that some tuners are tuning the engines with factory knock sensors. I don't know how the hell they're doing that, or how like consistent that is to be able to know, but I know that my tuner has a very expensive knock monitor that he has in his ears the whole entire time that we're tuning, to make sure there's like literally zero engine noise at all. So yeah, I don't know, guys. I thought this was pretty funny, like really funny. I knew it was gonna be something like this when I took the project on for the customer, and I mean, it sucks because, you know, sometimes customers spend a lot of money, put it all together, and just shoot for the stars. And I mean, now you just know. And I was waiting for this to happen to somebody, not one of my customers, but I was waiting for just like a customer to come in and be like, yeah, I pushed the envelope. Yeah, car did 550 horsepower. And yeah, it only lasted a week. You know what I mean? This engine literally lasted a week after dyno. And like I said, we didn't tune it. We didn't build it. We didn't everything. Customer bought a few parts from me. I told him what to do. He didn't listen to me, and now he's gonna pay the price. So hope you guys enjoyed the video, guys. Be careful. Until next time, guys. Peace.